all of my people. Welcome back to another weekly weigh-in video. So every single week I sit in front of this camera, I talk about my weight loss journey, and I share the ups and downs because we all know any kind of journey you're on, not even weight loss. There's good days, there's bad days, there's ups, there's downs, but consistency, that is the biggest thing. I'm actually filming this on the day I weighed in because I'm trying to film ahead a little bit because we're going to be out of town. So it's exciting because I can tell you about how the weigh-in was, and I just did it. But this is still going to go up on Saturday. If you guys want more up to date, you can see on Monday what I weighed in, how it went. I do post on Instagram how much I lost and all of that. So on the day. So if you want to see it, Bless Jess 86. Or you can follow me on Facebook. But today was such an amazing milestone day. And I know I told you guys last week I was so close to Wonderland. I was so close to 50 pounds lost. I can't tell you how nervous I was for this weigh-in. And by the way, Mark's playing in there. So if you hear the TV or him just running around playing, that's what it is. But I was so nervous stepping on this scale because I knew it was a possibility that I could hit both of those milestones. And I did it! I did it. I ran in here and was telling David because he knew I was really close. There's something about those milestones. I officially hit 50 pounds lost, actually 51 pounds lost, and I hit Wonderland. If you don't know what that is when you get under 200 pounds. And I have not been under 200 pounds since my sophomore year of college. My husband has never seen me this size, and my phone's going to always beep when I'm doing these videos. That's just the nature of them. But I didn't know how I'd react. I told y'all last week, am I going to cry? And is it going to be emotional? But I reacted exactly like I thought I would. I was just in complete shock. I don't know how to make it make sense in my brain that I have lost 50 pounds since October 16th. I don't know how to make it make sense in my brain that I am now 198 pounds, 0.5. I don't know. It's just the weirdest, most brain warp thing. I have not mentally caught up to the fact. I don't know. I keep thinking about that girl who was 250 pounds, who was desperate for an answer to this and had tried every diet in the world, who had shared on here so much about my different weight loss attempts, felt like a complete failure because I could never stick to anything, blamed myself for it, and just struggled. And I remember the night before I started my program, if you guys don't know, I am on Optavia. This program has changed my life. I remember the night before I started, and I just was so afraid. I was afraid of failing again. I was afraid that it wouldn't work. I just was afraid. And so many times we think oh, when we see somebody that lost weight, well, they just had all this determination and it wasn't ever hard for them. There's definitely been times that during this that was hard. I didn't feel super confident going into this. I was scared to death. I didn't tell very many people that I was starting. And I just really prayed and just trusted God and committed this journey to Him and said, you know what, I'm going to do my best every day to just do this and stick with the program, even on the days that are hard, even on Christmas. I remember at Thanksgiving, I had only been on program for a little over a month, and we were at David's mom and dad's house, and everybody was eating their Thanksgiving dinner, and I had decided I wasn't going to indulge. There's my buddy. I wasn't going to indulge in any of the extra stuff. I just ate my normal food. I did not want to mess anything up because I have before been at that place where I'm doing really good. I have one meal and I kind of go crazy off track. And I didn't want to do that. And I remember it was really hard. I went up to the bedroom and tears were shed. And I felt so stupid. I'm I am crying over rolls and pecan pie. I am crying, literally crying about that. And I just pictured myself, what it would feel like to be where I'm at now. And it gave me the strength to keep going. I remember my husband came up there and he gave me a big hug and he was I'm so proud of you. It's okay. And then the meal was over and I felt so good. I felt so proud of myself. I did it. I got through that meal and I didn't die. It all was fine. Nothing bad happened. And, you know, just the highs and lows of the ups and downs of this journey. And there's been weeks where I didn't lose anything. There's been weeks where I gained 0.2. And you, she wants to hold you. Okay, hold on, guys. Okay, guys, I had to get him all situated. But I just think about those weeks that I didn't lose anything, and it just felt like, am I making the right choice? But like I said, when I started this journey, I committed to doing it. Even on the weeks where I didn't lose anything, like I was just going to keep going. And I got messages from people and comments on that video where I didn't lose or I gained. And people are like, well, what are you going to do now? Are you going to like decrease your amount of fuelings? Are you going to try to exercise more and all this stuff? And I'm like, what? No, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. And I think not any hate on anybody that said that, because that's exactly what I used to do. Things would get hard. I would feel overwhelmed. The scale wouldn't move and I would just stop doing it, or I would try to tweak it. The program that I'm on, I'm eating 5 fuelings, 1 lean and green, which is like a healthy, lower carb meal. And it's important that I eat all of that. Actually, if you eat 4 fuelings or 3 fuelings or whatever and 1 lean and green, you will not lose weight because it will not be enough for you. And that is something I had to learn, because I would, you know, think, well, if I want to lose weight really fast, maybe I should just cut out a fueling, or maybe when things aren't working, maybe I should, you know. But I made the commitment to follow the program as it was written and do not overthink it. And I am here today because I decided to do that. And I think that the lesson is just consistency, because guess what? Do I feel that much different than I did last week? Not really. I feel about the same. It's just a number on the scale. It's just a new milestone. But I've been doing this consistently since October, and we're now in March. Like, that is a long time, but also a short time. It's both. But I've woken up every day and I've done the same thing. And I think sometimes we change what we're doing too much. And I'm not like, if you're doing something that's consistently not working, you probably should change it. But just as a rule, consistency will get you there. Pick a plan, any plan that you can follow, and you will be successful. I mean, it's very rare that you're 100% on plan and it just doesn't work for you. But I will also say that I tried a lot of different plans that were not right for me. And when I failed, I blamed them. Like, I blamed myself, not them. I blamed myself. And I should have not done that, because I will tell you, counting calories, Weight Watchers, all of those things, those very popular things, those are terrible for me. I cannot follow them because there's way too many options. It makes me literally crazy to count all of that stuff. I get comments all the time like, well, how many calories are you eating? I have no idea. And I don't want to start calculating that because it literally makes me insane. I cannot have 1 scoop of ice cream at the end of the night, because then my brain goes crazy and I want more, because food to me was an addiction. It was a just a fallout. I was addicted to sugar and carbs and all this stuff, and I was out of control. And so in order to be successful, I had to remove those foods. And that's okay. No one has ever told me that. So if you need to hear this, and not everybody works this way, it is okay to cut out food groups. Some of us can't do moderation. The first inkling I had, this is even a thing, was I read the book Bright Line Eating, and it talks about how for some of us, going and having a little bit of sugar is just detrimental to our well-being. Like, some of us can't do that. We have an addictive thing with food, and we, just like an alcoholic can't have 1 drink, we cannot pick up a donut and have 1, and it can like set us off to binge and all this stuff. And every video I have ever watched, every YouTuber I have ever seen, every book I have ever read has said the opposite. They said if you restrict, if you cut out food groups, you are going to go out of control. But I have experienced both sides, and I will tell you, I cannot do moderation. It is detrimental to me. Now, after I lose my weight and work through some of this mental stuff, I am going to add foods back, but there still will be maybe foods that I have to stay away from. And I've had to accept that because I don't want to lose the weight and then gain it all back again because I went down the wrong path with this. I want to lose this for the last time, and it all starts right here. And so I don't know if this is making any sense, but I am here because I cut out things from my diet. And I need to learn how to eat healthy. But in order to do that, I had to cut things out so that food noise, I talk about food noise a lot. And it's that if you struggle with your weight, if you struggle with food, you probably will understand this. But there's this like thing in your brain that's like whispering to you all the day that's like, eat that, eat this. Oh, you know what would be good? Like, you should go get this. You should go get that. And it won't shut up. And you can have all the determination in the world, all the determination that you're not going to have another binge. You're going to eat on plan and whatever. But that food noise starts happening, and it's literally like you cannot control yourself. Just like a drug addict. I know this sounds like so far out there, but it's like a drug addict can't help in the throes of addiction running back to the drugs. It is a mental thing. And for so many years, like, I didn't want to believe that. I wanted to keep all the foods I loved. I wanted to eat the bread and all this stuff. But here I am. I was able to cut out things that tripped me up, and that has led me here. And so I don't know if you're in a similar place as me. Like I said, you should do whatever works for you. But if you're struggling and like the rabbit hole of like, I'm going to count calories for a while, then I'm going to go to Weight Watchers for a while. I follow so many people on YouTube because I have lots of friends that did diet videos or do diet videos because we used to be in collabs together, like way back in the day. Like, I've been trying to lose weight forever. And I see them struggling. Like, I see them trying Weight Watchers again and then going back to counting calories and then going back to keto. And like, it's this vicious cycle. And so it breaks my heart because that's exactly what I did for years. And so sometimes we have to do something different and learn something different. And, I remember before I started this program, looking at what it was going to be like, knowing that I was going to have to cut a lot of foods out. And my coach told me, she's like, this is for a time. But commit to do it. I'm going to have to cut a lot of foods out. I'm investing. Everybody always asks me about the cost of this program. If you really want to know like everything, contact me. But what I will tell you is this has been worth every single penny for me and David. Do you know how much money we have put into diet after diet after diet, after this, after that? This has been a drop in the penny compared to a drop in the bucket compared to all of that stuff. And so I remember looking at the numbers of this, and honestly, it hasn't really been that much different for us because I'm not eating out. I'm not eating the Starbucks stuff. I'm not doing snacks. It's really not been that much of a different thing. But I'm looking at the numbers, and I showed David, and he was like, you should do it. Like, he was not like, well, that's a lot of money or whatever. He was like, because I had been praying about it, and I brought this to him, and I'm like, I just feel like I should try this. And I had tried Optavia in the past, like 3 years ago. It was just a bad time in my life. I was going through so much emotional stuff, and I wasn't ready. And so I brought this to him and showed him the numbers, and I said, I think I should try it. And he said, you should, because I need a breast reduction. I have back pain. I had a horrible acid reflux, all of this stuff. Like, I felt tired all the time. I was desperate for an answer. And he just was so supportive. And he's like, you should try it. Like, give it a month, give it 2 months. What's the worst that can happen? It doesn't work. And so because of that, because of him being so supportive, I started it. I started afraid. You know, my motto in life is like Elise Meyer says, do it scared. If you're waiting to not be scared, you'll be waiting a long time. Like, just do it. Do it. And I'm so thankful. After like 1 or 2 months, I felt so much better. I could not wait until I could get David on the plan because I knew it would be completely life-changing for our family. We don't make a lot of money, you know, but this has been worth it. This has been worth it. You have money from what you put important in your life. Like, we don't drive the newest cars. We don't have the biggest house. We don't, you know, buy all the gadgets and all this stuff. And so we invest in things that are important to us. You know, I go to Walmart and buy clothes and stuff like that. But the gift of us being healthy, there's no amount of anything I could buy our kids that would be better than that. Nothing. Me and David have officially lost over 80 pounds together, about 85 pounds together. What a better investment. What a better gift for our children. Like, just looking at it differently, because, you know, as soon as I say anything about Optavia, I get like comments of like, well, the cost. I owe this program my health, my life. And I will always be grateful for that. And because I fell in love with the program, I started coaching people. That allows me to even, you know, get him on program faster. And I am just so blown away. I'm just so blown away by the support, by the success. And, you know, me and David were determined. There's so many people I know that even with a plan that's working, they hit 1 or 2 bad days, or a week or 2 weeks or a month, and they stop. And then, you know, you stop, you're going to go backwards. And so we just determined, like, we weren't going to quit on a bad day, but we're going to keep going. And being able to do this together has been just the joy of my life. And so being here, 198 pounds, 50 pounds down, it honestly feels too good to be true. It feels surreal. And I'm excited. Like, everybody keeps asking me, like, what's your goal weight? I have no idea. I haven't been, the lowest I've been in my adult life was right after I graduated high school. And I got down to like 150, 155. But that's been 20 years ago, you know? So I don't know what my goal weight is. I don't know how I'm going to feel at 170, 160. I don't know. So I'm just going to keep going and see where it takes me. David had a great week as well. He lost 3 pounds. I lost 3.3. So we're right there together this week. And I'm just so proud of us. I'm so proud of us. Like I said, every day has not been easy. I don't want you guys to think that, wow, we just have all this strength and we show up to events and we just eat our salad and it's so fun and we never want to have what everybody else is having. That's not true. But we have goals that are more important and we're not willing to sacrifice that. And so we're going to keep doing it. And next week, if I gain a pound, I'm not going to change anything. Like, I'm going to keep doing it. And that's where success comes from, is just continuing to show up for yourself, even on the bad days. So that is this week's weigh-in. I am so blown away. Thank you guys. I've gotten messages all throughout the morning because I posted on Instagram and everything. Everybody's like celebrating with me, and I really appreciate having friends that cheer you on. And, you know, I also have people who like to hate on what I'm doing, or like to say I'm not going to keep it off, or all the things people say. And I want to also say, I said this in another video, no matter what you do, when you're successful, people are going to hate on it. It's just how life is. You don't listen to the haters. You just keep going. You don't listen to anybody. You just keep going. Listen to God's voice. Listen to the people close to you who are cheering you on. And, you know, we're not doing this to just be a certain size. I never want you to think like, oh, you know, she's just doing, you know, she just wants to lose weight. Like, I want to be healthy. I want to have energy for my kids. I want to have the ability to get my breast reduction to help my back and to help me have better health. That is what I'm doing this. The weight that is just like a side effect of this. That is just like a little sign that I'm doing it, which is definitely rewarding. We are going to do a big celebration for 50 pounds lost. I told you guys I was working toward like a reward that I had for myself. It's going to have to be on hold for a couple weeks at least because spring break and all this different stuff is coming up. But stay tuned because it is going to be really fun. And I will be looking forward to celebrating that. But anyway, I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. I love you all. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, give the video a big thumbs up, and leave me a comment down below. If you're struggling, I love you. You can do this. Let me know how you're doing in the comments. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
I try so hard to